Ladies and gentlemen, I am Inkslasher, and I like to make videos about the story of Call of Duty. I mean, we talk about everything involving Call of Duty, whether it's leaks, news, gameplay, everything in between, but story is the one thing that I really like to talk about. And over the past week or so, I have gotten so many comments asking, is Soap MacTavish dead or alive? And by the end of this video, I have an answer for you. One that I am like 99.99% sure is the truth. But as it turns out, to discover this answer, it takes a lot more digging than I originally thought. So I'm just saying, in this one, we are going down a rabbit hole. There's a lot of different things to look at. And if you don't know what is going on here, let me start things out by giving you the evidence. So it all starts out at the end of the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. Task Force 141 is sent into a train tunnel. Inside the tunnel, we are told that Makarov has planted a dirty bomb. So we go in to defuse it. And it just so happens we have a demolitions expert going alongside us. That person is known as Soap MacTavish. By the time we get to the bomb and start defusing it, turns out this was a little bit of a trap. And in fact, Vladimir Makarov was waiting for us. And when he comes in and shoots Soap MacTavish in the head.
Take us to hell with you, Captain. Never bury your enemies alive.
So pretty straightforward at this point. Soap MacTavish is shot in the head by Vladimir Makarov. Even at this point, Captain Price gets on his radio and states that Soap is KIA. After which we see a little cutscene where there is quite literally a funeral for Soap MacTavish. We see the urn, he has been cremated. Therefore, Soap MacTavish is dead, right? Therefore, clean cut, plain and simple, dead. Well, as it turns out, months later, we are introduced to a new Soap MacTavish skin. This one was a part of the Black Cell bundle in the Battle Pass, and in it, it states that he, Soap MacTavish, was not in that tunnel, leading us to believe he might actually be alive. Now, keep in mind that this is a tip of the hat to Commander Philip Graves, because at the end of Modern Warfare 2, he's inside of a tank, or at least we think he is inside of a tank. Soap MacTavish actually blows it up, and as we come to find out in Season 5 of Modern Warfare 2, well, he wasn't in that tank.
Heard you died in a tank in South America.
Well, I wasn't in that tank.
So this all led up to Season 4, what happened this week when we got our first trailer, teasers, whatever you want to call it, for Season 4. And lo and behold, guess who we see within this season? It's none other than Soap MacTavish. All right, now we have a new case. Clean and cut, Soap MacTavish is alive. But the question is, how on earth is he alive? We saw him get shot in the head and then cremated. So needless to say, I wanted to know what was going on. Is the game just not canon anymore? What was going on here? So I was waiting to see what happened with the Season 4 cinematic. And yesterday, we got this.
We've got limited intel on a possible bomb site. Eyes up. Expect contact. We don't know who we're dealing with, but neither do they. Command's got new intel. Bombs are popping up across the grid. This threat is now global. We need a sit rep from Paris ASAP. Roger that. Multiple shooters sighted. Here we go. Drop to me. Find out what this tech is and contain it. Copy that. We're running out of time. What's the situation in Tokyo? Do you have eyes on explosives?
We're taking fire! We're getting lit up through! Hostile down! Bring it on!
Okay to contain the threat. Stay on them! What the hell is this stuff? We're out of time! Everyone fall back!
So this cutscene makes a lot of sense. Soap is the demolitions expert and he is being sent in to go and defuse these chemical weapons. Now there's a whole other backstory behind the chemical weapons, and if you'd like to see me dive into that in a future video, hit that like button. We can go over that in another video. I'm making this one all about Soap. So this is clear cut. Soap is alive, right? Well, you may have missed something at the beginning of that trailer. As it turns out, this trailer does not take place in 2024 or even 2023. It takes place on May 22nd, 2022. So this brings us to our next thing, the timeline. So for the sake of this, I'm going to leave out what happened early on when in Urzikstan with Farah and Hadir and all of that. And we're going to start with the earliest known thing we know about Task Force 141. And that is of the invasion of Verdansk, which actually happened in April of 2019. This is the earliest known thing that we know of. This is where Task Force 141, at the time they weren't Task Force 141, go in and stop Vladimir Makarov from this attack on Verdansk. This was before the invasion from Khalid al-Assad or anything like that. This was the first known thing, April 2019. So this was before the events of Modern Warfare 2019. That was in April. Fast forward to October 2019. That is where we start to see Alex, Captain Price, Farah, Gaz all join up, and we see the events of Modern Warfare 2019. Keep in mind, at this point, Soap MacTavish has not yet been introduced. So far, this is what our timeline is looking like. The next thing that we have is what happens in Verdansk. When we were first introduced to it, we see Task Force 141 fighting on Verdansk against the Zakhaevs, against Khalid al-Assad, and by the very end, we hear of Soap for the very first time.
MacTavish to actual.
Soap, what's your position?
Half a click off the coast. Things are really heating up out here.
Hold tight. We're moving your way. On me.
So after this, the next thing that we are introduced to in regards to Soap MacTavish is actually in Modern Warfare Zombies. Modern Warfare Zombies, and specifically Operation Deadbolt, takes place in the year 2021. After the events of what happened in Verdansk, everything that we know about the Zakhaevs, everything like that, Operation Deadbolt is the very next thing in the year 2021. So now our timeline is starting to look a little bit like this. Now, as far as chronologically, the next thing that we know that happens is in the year 2022. May 22nd, which is the cutscene that we just got in Season 4. So this takes place between Operation Deadbolt and the beginning of Modern Warfare 2. So this event where our demolitions expert, Soap MacTavish, is sent in to deal with these chemical weapons happens at this point. Therefore, also happening before Vladimir Makarov had escaped from prison. So that being added into our timeline kind of right in the middle, but after this, we then have the events of Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. I don't think I need to go over these. You guys kind of know what has happened in these games, but by the very end, we also know what happens. Soap MacTavish gets shot in the head. So this is all making sense up until this point. However, I will tell you right now that not all of the Modern Warfare 3 seasons take place before the events of the campaign. In fact, Season 1 introduced Nolan into multiplayer, who was in the Modern Warfare 3 campaign, and they even explained to us that he escaped from Task Force 141's custody, which happened during the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. Therefore, what this tells us is that different seasons take place in different time periods. So as you can see, the so-called return of Soap MacTavish actually happens in the middle of the Modern Warfare trilogy timeline, not at the end of it. So there is actually zero evidence supporting the fact that Soap MacTavish actually survived. Now, this brings us to our final thing, the verdict. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but from everything that I am seeing here, I truly believe that Soap MacTavish is indeed dead. Because of those final scenes, we literally see him laying on the ground. We see him cremated. The nail in the coffin for me is when they put out the cinematic here, they actually showed us that it takes place before the events of Modern Warfare 3. But there's also something bigger to take away here. That means that all of the seasons of Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone are taking place at different periods of time. So more evidence to prove this is that when you actually drop into a game of Warzone, it doesn't say anything like a date or a year. It just simply says day 1. And I think they did that on purpose to not nail down any sort of date that we were going into Urzikstan. But what this also means is that there is potential for them to go back even further. In future seasons, we could see characters like Imran Zakhaev, or we could see characters like Captain McMillan actually come into the game, because there is no set time period for what's going on. And as we know, the war in Urzikstan happened years and years before, starting in like 1999. So there is a lot of potential for other characters to be added into this story now that our various different seasons are actually time jumping. So it's not that Soap's return is not canon, it's just we were in a different period of time. Like I said, I'm like 99.99% sure about this one. There is that one option that there was some body double in the tunnel, but I don't think that's the case. I think them putting that time period in the cutscene, like I said, is the final nail in the coffin. So press F to pay your respects to Soap, and I think that is the end.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're